Are we live?
We're live.
And
We're live and alive.
And kicking. Not pushing daisies.
It's been a while since we have five people.
I know, we have 5 people.
All
and,
of us together.
Since we have 5 people, can I start?
You could start.
Oh,
Okay.
Go for it today.
That was an announcement.
Can we
apparently.
start from Genoa?
Okay. Why do you want to start from Genoa?
I would like to start from Genoa.
He keeps looking at Antonio for some reason.
Yeah. Anto, anything that reminds you of Genoa?
We got a nice point.
Yeah.
You're happy with the point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very happy,
But
not
you
just
remember
happy.
The focaccia?
what you shake your hand on?
Am I shaking my hands?
Yeah, you shake the hand with me.
That AC Milan was not going to lose.
AC Milan was not going to win.
He says you had a bet.
Okay?
I was not going to win. That's why it tied.
Yeah.
We tied.
Sure.
So you owe me something.
I owe you something.
Yeah.
Hey, you're never going to win this argument.
Tables are turned.
Did AC Milan win? You said AC Milan was going to win.
No.
And I say AC Milan is not going to win.
AC Milan is not going to lose.
No. That was not bad. I mean, it's on tape.
Hey,
but you
next
should.
question.
Is it on
it
tape?
wasn't- Yeah, it's on
question.
tape.
It wasn't a question.
You-
I think I got to find it now.
Yeah, you find it.
We'll pause.
But we shook hands. So
Okay, so
now
I am an
your words.
saved on the refrigerator.
So I want to see now if you're going to come true.
Yeah.
Is he right or is he wrong?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Play it. And
What do you mean? Well, he's going to look at it later on. Right now, we're in the
that
middle.
stuff
of it.
I don't trust. It's
Oh,
all
no, we're
AI.
going to look at it now, guys.
It's
That's
true.
all
Hey,
AI.
He's not going to believe anything.
I don't believe it.
No.
It's all AI. It's
We've
all
been
AI.
making too many
Anyway,
It's AI.
we said that
You might be
AC
another AI
Milan
yourself.
is not going to win this game.
Okay, so
and,
I said
and you
it-
shook hands.
I said
So
it.
now you lost the bet. So now the
I said
boys
AC
are
Milan
waiting
but-
for you.
AC
Since-
Milan is not going to win, and AC Milan is
All
not
right,
going to lose.
we-
It's exactly
we-
the same
well,
thing. It's
we-
a tie.
we have
Hello.
we have it on
Hello.
tape. We have it on tape. All right. Okay, I'll tell you one thing.
Oh boy.
Double or nothing.
Double-
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
You want to do it?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. AC Milan is not going to win against Como. So if they tied, do you lose the bet?
Well, AC Milan, I'm sorry, is going to win against Como.
Okay. All
Sorry.
right. And
Sorry
I
to
said-
disappoint you.
Okay. If they tie, who wins the bet? I said that they're not going to win.
I'll win. The
How about if they lose? He still wins.
All right. All right. We have Pete here.
You are in a lose-lose
Pete,
situation.
can you put your, because you're the one with integrity here.
Oh,
Can
yeah,
you
integrity,
put your
yeah.
words
Look at
here?
that. Look at the face of
Because this
integrity.
guy, he makes
This is
bets,
all about.
He shakes hands.
It's the last thing that is integrity.
We
but-
are from the old ways. When
That's right.
when you shake hand, it means something. I guess for you doesn't mean anything.
All right. Why don't you start the podcast,
All right.
please?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. Nice to have all 5 of us back in the flesh here today. Better for some of us
What a start.
than for others. A little tension brewing after some foosball games, some bets that potentially were won or lost amongst Antonio and Gaetano. But Peter, it's been a while. How about you? Where do you want to start today? Which game should we start with?
You ever heard of Genoa?
Let's start with Milan.
Oh, I have a stat for you. Milan.
There we go with the stats
Have
again.
5 points. Anto, 5 points against Pisa, Sassuolo, Parma, Genoa, Fiorentina. Cinque palmi, 5 points.
I like that.
You like
Better
that?
than no points. 5 points is good.
So my question to you guys is Milan off the draw to Genoa where there was the penalty in the last second, then even Fiorentina hit the crossbar right at the end. Why can't Milan beat the smaller teams? When they play the bigger teams, you guys play well. But why can't Milan beat the smaller teams? What is it? What does it come down to? Is it missing a striker? Is it
We
more
feel
than
sorry
that?
for them. We feel sorry for
Is
them.
it mentally there's a block?
No, it's just we don't take the game seriously, and then we let the game go too far, and then when it's out of hands, we try to make up for what we were supposed to do from the very beginning, and that's what happened. Wrong attitude, and
You don't take the team serious. Allegri doesn't take a game serious.
No, it's not
Landucci
Allegri.
doesn't
It's
take
the people that is
your
on the-
your favorite coach doesn't take it seriously.
Sometimes even Allegri doesn't take seriously for the type of formation he puts on the field.
Yeah, but you can't play every
Against
3
Fiorentina,
days.
I
Come
put-
on.
You're saying he
put-
rotated too
You
many
cannot
players.
play
Too
every
many,
3
yeah.
days. Come on.
They did rotate a lot
A
against
lot. Put a
Fiorentina.
lot of
But the
players.
thing is, they're lucky that they only play once a week. When now you have a schedule in January where you're playing every 3 days, he doesn't have players that can play every single game. You have to rotate.
and we need to borrow a few players from you guys, Pete, since you have so many.
Well, I mean, you had the chances. Obviously, Pulisic had 3 goals.
Okay.
And it was nice to see the Fulkrug Pulisic link up play in the front. I think it's something else.
What is it?
I think Milan, when they play the smaller games, you don't need to play the 3-5-2. I think Allegri can attack a little bit more. You could go with the 4-3-3. You could change 3-5-2. It works very well when you're playing against the Inters and Juve and Napoli because you could hit out on the counter. But when you're playing the smaller teams, you got to take the game to them. You have to hold the ball a little bit more. Yeah, he did make a lot of changes in this one, but even in the game against Genoa, he puts physical players again, Fofana. Why not put somebody who's a little bit more creative into the midfield? And again, play with 3 up top. I think that's the bigger thing.
Yeah, I think I agree with you at a point, but I do feel like Allegri is a bit rigid in some sense. When he knows what usually works, he kind of sticks to that. But sometimes it's like beating a dead horse, how he is with tactics in a way. But it is troubling because if they did pick up more points from that, Anto, you guys would be the top by a good amount of distance. I just feel like at this point it's a lack of motivation. And we've talked about this in the past too with other teams.
It can't be a lack of motivation,
It is.
guy. Lack of motivation.
No.
They're playing one competition.
Listen.
But
We
I
are
guess
here
it's
talking
not lack
about
of
goal.
motivation.
It is because against the big teams, they do very well.
I don't agree with that.
We
I think
are-
it's more tactically.
Listen.
Pulisic will never do what he did against Fiorentina if he were playing Inter or somebody else. Pulisic
He missed
normally
the
does not
chance.
No, he didn't. He normally does not dribble the goalkeeper, and he works the ball into the net.
come on, Anto,
He
come
normally
on.
takes the shot.
Come on.
There were 2-3 misses opportunities.
He made a mistake.
It's not
but
a mistake. It's
he
not
made
a
a mistake. He
mistake.
should have shot the ball.
That's what
but,
I'm saying.
But that's not
That's
the
a mistake.
reason.
Normally he doesn't do that
But
stuff with the big team.
That's
Just throw the
not
ball
the
and put the ball
reason.
in.
With these small teams, to me, when Genoa, I think in the second half they went up 2 times. When they stay back, yeah. But
You're saying they went up
Forward.
in
Yeah.
the field. Okay,
Right,
I thought you
right.
meant they went up in the score. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So they stay back. And what does Allegri do? He doesn't do anything. I think he likes when the teams stay back and maybe then they come up a little bit. And there's a stat, which you like stats, that I think in the 12 shots that they took, they scored a goal every
their first
shot
shot on target.
on the first shot on target. And now for the first time against Fiorentina, this doesn't happen. So what does he do? Yeah, the first shot I take, I'm going to score a goal. And then what? And then, I'll stay back and I will see and we'll get the win. Against those teams, sometimes it doesn't work. And what does it do? You have to change. And Allegri and your Landucci did not change.
Well, he
anything.
did say after the game, Allegri, that they need to be aware that good teams, even when the game is 60th minute, 70th minute, they stay calm. They still stay doing the same things because they know eventually the quality will come up. So I do think, to a point, that is his philosophy. His philosophy is like, it's coming. Don't worry. Just keep doing the same thing, and eventually it'll come. So I mean, it's probably a mixture of everything that we're saying. I don't still rule out Milan in these matches because we've seen Inter lose to Udinese. We've seen Napoli draw to Verona. So there's going to be slip-ups along the way, especially with them going further. And Milan just need to keep the gap close. It's disappointing because I do think that you have the ability. But there's something, for me, tactically that's lacking. And let's see if Allegri can evolve. I want to ask you guys about the penalty situation and see what you guys think about. Pavlovic kicking the penalty spot before. I have a take on it, but I want to know what you guys
Go
think.
ahead. What's your take?
My take is it's Genoa's fault.
Yeah, 100%.
There's a video of Thuram when Inter's about to take the penalty with Hakan. Thuram is stopping. Juan Jesus is trying to do it. And Thuram goes over. He says, "You're not coming over here." He grabs the ball. I know this. Maybe the referee should do something, but if it's me, it's Genoa. You have a leader on the team. You're going to stop anybody from coming around the penalty spot.
Nobody prevented him, the goal kicker. I mean, the
not
penalty. No, the penalty kick. The guy that took the penalty to go over there and just flatten out that area again because it's not saying anything. It's not that. It's not that.
And that's
it was,
smart enough.
It was looking at it. The guy that was taking the penalty, he looked at Pavlovic just doing that. And he stood over there just like that. Okay, yeah, you want to do that? Just go ahead, do it.
Yeah.
Then he put the ball. His guys.
I know De Rossi complained. He didn't like the way. But for me, it's
But why
your team.
didn't complain before he took the
team,
penalty?
Your team, they
Saw it
probably didn't
afterwards,
see.
Probably. He
Yeah.
saw it afterwards.
I don't think
No one
they saw it.
No one saw it.
I don't think they saw it.
There was so much.
my
But that's
God.
Genoa. That's your fault.
They
was on
were
clear side.
because there was nobody right by the penalty.
still
They-
making
they-
it VAR decision.
Everybody was almost on the box around
no,
the box.
they were all by
No,
the
I
edge
thought-
of the penalty.
And everybody was looking at the referee because
Yeah.
he's making the.
They
But that's
were
their
there.
fault. That for me, that's Genoa's fault too. You should have the experience to realize it. Guys, are you kidding me? It's to win a game in the 90th minute.
99.
99.
But ultimately, it doesn't change anything because it's the last minute of the game.
Yeah.
So even if the referee were to take action, red card, okay, the game is over. You still missed the penalty. So you, like you said, Genoa, somebody has to realize, hey,
Do or die.
no, not necessarily do or die, but like, you got to recognize that the guy's doing it and push him away.
You know what happened?
Create havoc.
That the game was 1-1. They said, you know what? This is our game. If it was 1-0 AC Milan, then they would have probably put a lot more attention on that situation. So it was 1-1. They said, hey, we got the game. They thought
When
think
the
it's
guy
immaturity.
took the
They had it on the
penalty,
bench.
Immaturity.
when the guy took the penalty,
I don't think he looked.
did he
Nah.
look when did he put the ball down? I mean, he
The
must
guy-
have put the
Yeah.
ball down.
The guy missed the shot before he even stepped up to it. Okay, let's move on. Mike, what was your favorite game that you watched this weekend? What was your biggest takeaway? Maybe don't go straight to Inter Napoli.
I
yet.
mean, that was.
Okay. Besides that,
You watched it at home, Inter Napoli?
I watched it. No, I watched it in
Where were you?
Jersey.
In Jersey.
Yeah.
No wonder why nobody was at the studio here.
okay.
Well, that's why I couldn't be here.
All right, go ahead.
Wait, what were you saying?
Which
Another
game?
Watch?
Which game you liked the best?
I gotta think now.
You don't watch any game.
Atalanta.
What'd you like about Atalanta?
Like I'm stuck now.
All right, Anto, help him
Brain
out.
fog.
There are two games that Atalanta played. There was the Wednesday game, and then there was the Sunday game.
I love what Palladino's bringing to the team. I mean, they're playing some of the best football that I've seen them play.
You know,
Really, Zalewski looks like a completely different player, somebody that I've never seen before.
mm-hmm.
He's phenomenal. Like really, something I didn't expect. Can Atalanta get back into Champions League? Can they be in the Champions League spot?
No, too late.
No?
It's tough.
It's too late.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they made a mistake even selling Brescianini to
He
to
never played.
Fiorentina. Yeah, never played, but the guy's got quality. He's got a lot of quality.
So why did
The
Milan
big
get rid of
mistake.
him?
Huh?
Why did Milan get rid of him?
Well, first of all, I
He's
was
a
talking
Milan
to him.
youth player. I don't care.
I know. I
This
was
is
talking
open
to
panel.
Are we bringing the
This is
football
open
beef
panel.
over here?
Well, let's talk about what Inter get rid of Zaniolo. You want the list?
The
I'll give it to you.
Zaniolo.
though.
Off the
Zaniolo.
shit.
All right.
He's doing well over there.
He's doing
but,
very well,
But Atalanta,
by
I
the
feel
way.
Took
like
him only 10 years.
Yeah.
Atalanta does well in some instances, and then they have these they go
Lapses.
they go on a rut for a few games, and it tells me that they aren't a serious team for a top four.
But I think Palladino is getting to the team to play his style of
He's playing
play.
at his style, but in terms of the clinicalness of finishing games, I don't think it's quite there, like how we saw with Gasperini, which is hard. It's big shoes to fill. Yeah, I get
give
what
him
I'm
a
saying.
chance.
So I don't think it's enough for this season, at least, for them to compete.
The biggest thing is not so much what they can do; it's what the other teams do. There's too many teams ahead of them that are
That's
all
true.
competing. Juventus is starting to get hot now. Milan's there. Everyone is there competing. So for Champions League, I think it's going to be a very uphill battle. Palladino now finally is able to understand this team. Next year he comes in from scratch, gets the players that he wants during a calcio mercato, and now he's going to be able to maybe bring Atalanta back into Champions League.
But the Europa League is good enough.
That's great, yeah, I
them.
think that's very good.
They're
Of
within
course.
reach
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
Europa League, and you got to give Palladino a little bit more time.
So everybody
but I
agrees.
think that Palladino is doing a good job.
So nobody thinks they could get top 5.
Nah.
No.
Top 5,
5
Yeah.
or 4?
top 4,
I'll be even nice and say 5.
5, okay,
If it's
maybe,
Champions League.
maybe 5.
top 5.
But well, 5
They're-
doesn't
Are they
get
better
you the
than
Champions
Roma,
Right now,
Bologna,
they're 8
Como?
points. They're 8
You were
points
saying
from
if
top
everything
five.
lines up, we
8
have
points
5
from
teams
top
in the
five.
Champions League.
8 points from top
they're
5.
too far.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Another 5
Maybe conference.
was Juventus.
Mhm.
Another cinque,
Mhm.
as you like to say. We said a lot of 5s today. Juventus putting 5 goals past Cremonese. It's the first time they've scored 5 since 2018. Luciano Spalletti. I mean, you could see from the moment that the game kicked off, the intensity, the way that they were playing. They understood that they needed to win this game because Milan slipped up and because Inter and Napoli both dropped points. So now they're tied. Napoli still has a game in hand, but they're tied with Roma and they're tied with Napoli at the moment on points. And yes, we've said that maybe they're too far away to compete. I still think they're a level below the top 3 teams. But Spalletti's definitely had his touch on this team. And they're finally looking like a team that's playing football again. It reminds me of the old Juventus. Forward, direct, a little bit more clever. He's put Miretti in the position that Conceição was in, and they're playing better football. He helps control and dictate the game because he could drop in a little bit more. And then with Bremer, of course, the team just has that bit more of confidence. Jonathan David, ever since the penalty missed against Lecce, he's got 2 goals and an assist. And you can see the way the team rallied around him was important. But I guess for us, it's where is that level of Juventus? Pete, you sat here weeks ago and said you're not ruling Juventus out for the Scudetto.
Neither do I. I said the same thing. Juventus is not out.
No, I mean, listen. The issue with Juventus was they need an experienced coach. Tudor obviously was the easy choice. They didn't get who they wanted, or maybe there was nobody available to go after. And when Spalletti, I guess, was available and there was an opportunity to move on, he's a coach that is, he's an equalizer. That's what I always called him. Even with Inter, before Conte got there, who by all means Conte brought Inter to the next level, and Inzaghi's been able to build on it, and Kivu's building on it. But you needed a Spalletti there to kind of just stabilize a lot of the issues within a locker room. Stabilize a team on the field. Maybe you don't play great, but you have to be able to win. And ultimately, that's what I see with Juventus. He's also coming with the experience of winning something with Napoli, right? So it's a little bit of a chip on his shoulder as well. And to tell you the truth, this year is one of those weird years that, and that's why I think Juventus is going to be there, that no one's really taking this league. Inter had a big opportunity to take it with Milan dropping points and going head-to-head with Napoli. They can't do it. So, Inter aren't able to win a game so far versus any of the head-to-head teams going for the Scudetto. Milan are dropping points with the lower half teams. Napoli, so many injuries. And, you don't know what team you're going to get. Is it the team versus Inter or the team versus Hellas Verona? So, for all those reasons above, Juventus are right there for the picking.
Just to add a stat, Antonio's favorite, on top of it, in Spalletti's 11 last jobs, he's qualified teams for the Champions League 10 times. And that's including Udinese, by the way, in that mix. So I totally agree. He is the equalizer. It's just, can they go above and do even more? But I think it's not just the result. For me, it's a style of play. For me, there's something. Like you're watching, there's life in the game.
All right, let's take a quick break from the podcast to talk about our sponsor, Mike. They know it already. Lotto is sponsoring us until the World Cup, which Italy, we're going to be there in the end. We're still maintaining the faith. And the good news is they have a new collection that just dropped. They're sick sweatpants. They're sick quarter zips. I absolutely love them. LottoSport.com. Shop the new collection. Mike, I love wearing this every single day.
Dude, they got the cozy fits out now. Now with this, especially in New York, it's been snowing on and off.
Been brutal, yeah.
So guys, head up on that side. I know there's a lot, especially up north in Canada. It's freezing over there. The quarter zips, not only gonna keep you stylish, but you're gonna look sick in them.
There's like a weird trend online too about quarter zips, right? Have you seen that on TikTok?
I did, yeah.
Like hit my TikTok algorithms for some reason. But Lotto is back. I'm seeing everybody talk about them, post about them all over my Instagram feed. I was just on a special trip with them, which is gonna come out very soon. A special video.
Sneak peeks, nothing.
I don't think I'm allowed to say that much, but let's just say there's some huge people that are involved in this, and it's amazing because Lotto is a company that I grew up with. It's a company that since I was a child, it represented CALCIO, represented soccer, represented football. It was the history. It's what some of the best players that I idolized growing up wore. Went away for a little bit, but it's really cool to see them come back, and it's really cool that they're supporting us. So if you want to support IFTV, support Lotto. They're with us. Check out LottoSport.com. The new collection is fire. Or you could go to Dick's Sporting Goods in-store or online and check it out there.
And we have all the links in the description. Go check it out. Follow them on social media. And back to the show. But what's his objective?
Top 4. It's Champions League.
That's it.
At this point, yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Because you're going for a little bit more. But are we jumping the gun? Everything extra is gravy, right? At that point.
I think we're in this weird period where for any Juventus fan growing up, nobody would ever say you're happy to have Champions League.
Gotta be
football.
realistic.
But when Spalletti came in, they said the minimum is to be in Champions League football. I do think that now, with Peter's point about nobody really standing out, it's not like there's a Bayern Munich in this league or a PSG that they're running away with it. They say, okay, it's impossible to catch them. With the January transfer market, it's still open. They might still bring in an attacking player. You never know what else could happen. Napoli has a million injuries as well. It does open the door to start thinking if they could go above and beyond. You're another one who said you don't rule them out.
Absolutely not.
You think they could be better than Milan, Inter, or Napoli?
Not Milan and Inter, but definitely Napoli. Napoli's they struggle right now because they don't have a lot of the players. But
So then if they're not better, if Juve's not better than Milan or Inter, then they're not going
they
to win
might
the
make.
Scudetto.
They're not gonna get the Scudetto. Top 4, yes.
I thought you said they're going to.
No. I said they can still fight. Fighting doesn't mean winning.
But so there's, in your mind, can you see them lifting the Scudetto?
No.
Okay.
So that's a different.
So that's a
You do.
I see
That-
it.
But
yeah,
fighting
you
for the
see it.
No,
Scudetto,
they
that's
don't.
what that means.
They're not.
What do you see?
They're gonna put a fight,
This
but
is
they're not
the
gonna
same
win.
thing as
But
before.
Anto,
Yeah,
fighting for
that's
the
right,
Scudetto
that's
is the same thing
right.
as
Just
before.
let it.
I'm playing with
No,
your head.
I've said you asked me this question a couple of weeks ago, and I said yes, they can go for the Scudetto.
You can see them lifting the
Yeah,
Scudetto.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
okay.
can see the
Good
Scudetto.
luck with that.
Well, because I've told you before, there's a couple of players that could come in. You could also see that Spalletti, he put his hand on this team. The team is playing much better. I like the way he handled the players, especially David. When he missed that penalty, a coach, it would have been, I think, 99% of the coaches the next game, they would have set him on the bench to teach him a lesson. Instead, what did Spalletti do? Spalletti make sure that he started the game and maybe he's going to get a goal, and you give the confidence back to the player. If you take him out after a lot of coaches would have taken him out and not started the next game. No, he left him in until the end, and then he started in the next game. He scored a goal, and it's paying off for him. So I like the way he's handling the locker room.
Why didn't, and Antonio is the one who brought this up, why didn't Juventus let David take the third penalty? Now they were up 2-0. They had the opportunity to let him
Because
get upgrades.
Yildiz
And then Yildiz took
I
it.
think they found in the locker room, there's a lot of stuff that happened. It was like, okay, we don't care if the score is 10-0 or 0-0.
No,
We have a designated
But that's what
penalty taker.
Spalletti said at the end of the game. Locatelli got the ball and gave it to him. That's not Locatelli's business to get the ball and give it to the player. If you say Yildiz is the guy that takes the penalty, then number 2 is David, number 3 is X and Y. That's the way it's got to be.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm saying if they really wanted to get his confidence, now you had the opportunity. Cremonese, it was done. You
Okay.
could
If
have
they gave him that, he would have put cheese on his pasta after that one.
You know what's very refreshing about
seafood.
this whole conversation? That this guy here, a couple podcasts ago, and last podcast, is talking about, Juventus, they definitely don't have a team. It's always talking down on Juventus and all the stuff. Then the situation changed. The next week, Juventus, do you think we can still fight for the Campionato? Oh, sure. Everything is changing.
Mind games,
But there was a question.
Relax. Let me finish.
I didn't answer the question. You didn't ask me.
1 second.
I didn't give my
Then,
opinion.
from time to time, I put my TV on because Mike is not allowing us from time to time because he's in New Jersey
I
to
don't
watch
allow
the game. So I hear this guy here, Grella. Papi throws the bait to them, and then him and Grella actually. More than actually no, I'm sorry.
Okay, Anto.
Marco,
Wrap up your
Marco,
thoughts.
wait. Well, let me
Think
just
and
set it
then
out.
say it.
I am. You gave me the chance.
He's translating.
Okay, Matteo and Marco, they have large mouth and they go to the bait right away. Oh. So I told him, before the game, Napoli is not going to win, is not going to lose this game. I said, yes, they are. Okay, so.
What did I say before the game?
What they did, they said, okay, Inter winning today is the final nail on the coffin for the Campionato. In other words, Napoli is done, Milan is done, everybody
they didn't
else is
win.
done. But they are salivating at the idea. They are saying, technically, we believe that this is the end of the Campionato. That's what they actually said.
Okay. I'm lost.
That's
What did I
I'm
Anto,
even
what did I
more
say before
confused.
kickoff?
I don't know what you said.
I said
know-
1-1.
Well,
And it was 2-2.
Listen.
said 1-1.
Listen.
Anyway.
you guys were saying that you guys were saying that Napoli is going to lose.
No, I
End
said
of the
if
story.
Napoli lose, it would have been the nail in the coffin, and I 100% still believe that. But we're not talking about Napoli. We're not talking about Inter. We're talking about Juventus. And you said that I'm saying Juventus could get the Scudetto. I don't believe it. I think that those 2-3 teams are better than Juventus. So I'm posing the question to you.
Yeah.
You said no. He says no. Them two say yes. I don't think it. I can't see Juventus beating Inter or beating Napoli long term for the Scudetto. But what I do like is that you're seeing steps forward.
Progress.
That's the whole point. Is that I want to see a team that plays better football. And I am seeing that. I'm seeing a difference than what we saw under Thiago Motta. That's
But
the point.
regardless, even if they don't win the Scudetto, if they make top 4, mission accomplished. And Spalletti's going to build from this. 2 months ago, they look...
I don't agree with that. Mission
What?
accomplished. This is a team that spends so much money every year.
A lot
Mission
of money.
accomplished.
So,
They were
the first
they
year
were
he's gonna
pointing to
compete?
for the
Less than a
Scudetto. The
year.
fact that they haven't
So less
come,
than a
it
year, they're going to compete for
wasn't
the
about less than a
Scudetto
year. Last
already?
year, come on, last year they
It's been
spent so
10
much
years
money.
they haven't
Come
won a
on.
Scudetto, Mike.
They
He's taking
spent
the
so much
Spalletti-
money.
It's been
for it.
10
I'm taking
years.
Spalletti
Coach.
angle.
Mike.
Oh,
You
yeah,
need
no,
some
Spalletti, yes,
expectations.
yes.
Mike.
No, Spalletti, there's nothing he
That's
can
what
do.
that's what we're
Oh,
talking
I'm sorry. I
about.
thought you said Juventus.
Mike, when was the last year that
No.
Juventus won the Campionato?
It's been a while.
5 years.
5. Okay. 5 or more. I think it's more
But
than
I don't know.
Six.
Yep,
They're
6.
building a project. When you get a new coach, you're
building a
building
project.
something.
They're not
It
gonna
takes
win this year.
time.
Well, but the foundation that they're putting down, they're kind of crumbling all the time. So
I mean, they're still up there. They're a few points away
Ah,
from
yeah.
there. But I don't think
We'll see.
they have to win the Scudetto for them to be
They are on the right
success.
track.
They've teased it before. There's other times where they look like they were gonna go, and then they're, by the way, one Bremer injury away from us reopening the
well, there's a lot of
conversation
ifs in
again.
this
The
sport.
thing is this again, Inter can win versus any head-to-head. So right there, that means that this team is mentally not able to
Do you know how many?
conquer. How many
This will be our transition.
games?
How many games has Inter not beaten Juventus, Napoli, or Milan?
8 or 9.
7.
Wrong. That how many?
6. 10.
5.
10.
14.
Oh my God! I said 8.
14 games. Inter has not beaten Juventus, Milan, or Napoli.
It's been 14 games?
14 all competitions.
The past 2
14
seasons.
games.
Wow. It's a lot.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's bad.
So the opposite of Milan, they have trouble with the bigger teams. Milan have trouble with the smaller
Why
teams.
is that, Peter? Why do you think it is?
Well, first off, I would say last year we went all the way in the Champions League. So I think there was a lot of games, extra games that this Inter team had to play, and we didn't have any strikers off the bench. Okay, we had
How
just
about-
Lautaro Thuram.
I agree.
So-
How about now we have more of a sample size. We're in
Yeah.
January.
Yep.
You've had to play them 4 times. 4 times because you didn't beat Napoli in the 2 games. Why is it not happening now? Because I agreed with you up until this point. Now I'm saying, why can't they get over that hump?
Well, I was going to also add defensively. Last year we had a lot of issues. This year we're trying to get more athletic, but we're prone to a lot of mistakes because also the team with Kivu is playing a lot higher up the field, and we're keeping the ball a lot more in terms of possession, and we're taking more risks up the field, and that has led to a lot of chances given away to the other team. So I also think it's a psychological thing as well, knowing that you can't beat these teams. And that, I saw it when Napoli scored the 1-1, it was against the run of play. But the way Inter, not necessarily gave up, but it was just felt like, oh my God, we did everything. We dominated this game, and we're still letting in a goal. Like, mentally, the team sees that and says, I don't know what more we can do to be
Did you
able to
think
go
Inter
on the win.
dominated the game?
No, I think in the first half, after Inter scored, we dominated that first half.
Okay.
Pete, do you
there
thi-
was no...
How much does this fall from?
But did you...
Go.
If one team... I would throw this out to anyone. If anyone was going to win the game, right? Let's say they played next goal wins. I think it would have been Napoli that won the
That's
game.
right.
That was my feeling.
No, that's right.
I don't know.
The Napoli.
The thing,
Nobody's right or wrong.
I agree with you to a point, but I also saw Inter so dangerous on their press. I feel like Inter could have scored at any chance. The way they pressed, every counterattack was extremely dangerous. So in the back of my mind, I was thinking Inter could really steal this game.
The first
whenever.
half, Lobotka didn't know where to pass the ball.
Yeah.
He had always got Juan Jesus should have gotten a yellow card at a minimum. There was a lot of opportunities there within the first half, but it goes to the same thing over and over again. We're not killing games off because when you're on your best moment, you have to be able to score that second goal.
That
You have to kill a game.
Before you go anywhere else, what would your question? What would your answer be to that question? If anyone was going to win that game, if that game was next goal wins, who would have won? the match?
The way that Inter started, I couldn't believe it. That Napoli couldn't play nothing. They couldn't pass the midfield. I thought that Inter was gonna score a couple of goals.
Yeah.
But maybe it's a mental thing now. They brought in Kivu. Maybe Kivu would have been able to, in the locker room, to convince these guys, hey, this is the game. This is the game. We need to win this game. We need to show that something changed from the previous coach. And he hasn't done it yet. So maybe it could be mental now.
Gaetano, do you think this has anything to do with just Kivu not being as prepared, or just him being a new coach and not finding that way yet? Because we see a lot of great things. I don't want to put anything down on
Right.
Kivu. I'm a big fan of him. Modern
Yeah, me
football,
too.
incredible pressing. But these things, I feel like it takes time. And Conte has been in this situation so many times. And Kivu, maybe he's still finding his footing.
The players are take some responsibility.
There's only...
How
But
about guys like Lautaro, Barella?
But there's only so...
Lautaro had a terrible game.
It's 14 games.
But do you
Mike.
think Kivu at halftime, you think he's screaming? Do you know he knows exactly what, compared to Conte in the locker room? He's been in these situations.
My thing is it's been
he's been
it's been 14. Like there's too much of a sample size for me personally to blame the coach. I'm putting more responsibility on the players that they're not the ones that step up. They don't have. I mean, they have no killer. There's no killer in them.
But wait.
When Mctominay scores the 2-2, you could read his lips. You know what he's saying? Guys, I want to win. I want to win this game.
Listen.
I don't see that same
That's
thing
from
from Inter.
Conte.
Marco, doesn't the stat says that Inter scores immediately in the first half after 10-15 minutes, and then they take the game, they take the game home technically, but only with a small to medium-sized team. With a big team, they do it. They put the pressure. They wind up scoring. But then what I think is happening, the level of the intensity that they put on the first half, they pay the price on the second half.
Could be.
Because I see it, that the quality of the game and the speed, it goes down, not by little, dramatically. And that's when the next Napoli dominated the second half. To be honest with you, if Napoli would have won 2-1 or 3-1, nobody would have said anything. So Napoli went 2-3 times very, very.
I didn't think
very
Napoli
close
was as poor as you guys are
to
saying in the first
score.
half.
Napoli
No,
didn't play
in-
bad on the
Inter,
first
Inter,
half.
Inter
mistakes.
scored. Inter in the first 9 minutes, it was Napoli who had the ball, and then Inter scored from a counterattack.
Yeah, and then
But it
after
was
that,
mistakes.
up until the 40,
But
until
Marco, look at the
McTominay
goal. Listen,
scored, it
Pete,
was
listen. To be
only
honest
the
with you,
They had the
pressing.
chance.
was
They had a
the
chance
pressing.
right at the end of the half that if Akanji doesn't make that tackle,
Right.
the game is 2-1.
2-1
right
for
there.
Napoli. Listen to me.
Yeah, but
Let me
that's
honest.
one
I
action.
showed them had
Pete,
their.
Pete.
I showed them had a.
Pete,
Have,
let me be honest in this situation.
Let's be honest.
Di Marco, he scored an impossible goal with Vania on the first post. He takes this shot with the left and he wound up in the post. That I will put a percentage of luck of 75% luck. Great goal.
The
Nobody's
mathematician.
disputing
on the
that.
counter though.
On the count. Great
Which is
goal.
the opposite of what I
Great
thought.
goal. The defender was on almost there. He went up scoring. Take the goal and take it to the bank. Put it into the bag. Now, your goal scoring, it's more situational / luck than actual, ability. You got DiMarco over there. He's got a great shot from that position. He went
the
up.
quality of the player.
The second goal was on a penalty, okay? And that penalty, that guy, Çalhanoğlu, he got so lucky. The ball hit the post.
It's inside
Boom in.
post.
If the ball was just a quarter of an inch more to the right, the ball will hit the post and come back into the field. Inter did not dominate the game. They played very well on the first half. Napoli tried to counter a little
say
bit.
dominate the
But
game.
all the
Dominate
second
the
half
first
was Napoli game to take home. After they tied, Napoli deserved to win. To me.
I know we'll keep going back and forth. because
Regardless
it was
of the post
it
that
was
they
a-
hit
It
at
was
the
such a
end.
good game. Why?
Napoli, they have quality players, so they're going to be able to counter and get in front of goal and going to be able to score. But in that first half, after Di Marco's goal, Inter were suffocating Napoli. They weren't able to get out, as Gaetano said, not able to get out of the half. They were under pressure. Inter was receiving the ball, winning the ball again. Akanji had Højlund in his pocket the first half. Second half was a whole different reality. Second half, we saw, like you said, all the energy levels drop. I think also Inter maybe are trying to calculate a game. Maybe they're more cautious
Napoli's
in a
approach,
certain game.
For me, Napoli's approach changed. Napoli did what they should have done to start the game. I didn't like to see Napoli press. I was thinking to myself, they're playing away at San Siro. I never expected them to press the way that they pressed. That's how you lose game. That's not Napoli's style of football. So it was beautiful. Like everyone was getting excited. Oh my God, Napoli's playing great. For me, I'm worried because I said that's how Inter's going to be able to score on the counter. Because I rewatched the last game, and they were doing the opposite. So I was surprised. Then in the second half, Napoli played long. Milinkovic-Savic right over the top. In space, Højlund had a phenomenal opportunity as well where he beats pass. That was their game. So I was surprised by the approach, or maybe that was Conte's way to counteract how Inter liked to score early and it didn't work. But nevertheless, I think we learned a lot. for me, we learned a lot because I did think this was Inter's time. You have to smell blood in the water.
To me, Oyland was the best player, Marco.
This was Inter's chance.
But
you got to make it -7.
Yes,
A tie is not good
but
enough.
Napoli also coming off a tie versus Hellas Verona. This game could not lose. They could not lose this game.
Yeah, but in San Siro,
Napoli.
in San Siro,
This game.
everybody
for them,
put money. They bet. Everybody
talking
put the
about
money
now?
on
Finish.
Inter.
After tying Hellas Verona 2-2 at home,
They couldn't lose.
You cannot lose.
Another-
But you needed to win.
And we needed to
Okay,
win.
another question.
And that's why it's a tie.
Another question.
I
If
don't know,
Inter,
man.
if Inter was trailing 2 times, you think they would have came back like Napoli?
No,
No, it's
never.
a different team.
Okay,
Never.
there we go.
Never.
All right, I'll
No,
put
it's a different
I mean-
team.
But Pete, I'll put the blame on Kivu. I'll tell you the reasons
But
why.
that's why I partially blame him.
Inzaghi will have already put more midfielder and try to, to stop the Napoli.
attack.
The ball possession, the rotation, and the pressure. This guy here, he doesn't do it. He puts Pio Esposito in. He takes Lautaro had a lousy game. We'll agree with that. But
Took
he
a
puts
while
Pio
before making the
Esposito.
subs.
He
Took
changes
a long
player
time.
for player.
The subs
He
were-
goes, he takes a forward, he puts another forward in. He takes a midfielder, he puts another midfielder in. He takes, what's his name, out. Zelinski put Mkhitaryan on.
Yeah, he almost scored.
Well, relax. No, what I'm saying is, Inzaghi will have just put an extra defender or an extra midfielder. That's what I would have done. I would have probably taken the game home. Kivu, he lacks of it's the youth and inexperience of Kivu. I
Also,
think
the
it
second
costed
goal,
it costed the
Isak
game
is
to Inter.
jumping for
Yeah,
I don't
he's
know
jump-
what.
They're also missing Dumfries. I mean, on the goal that they scored, very bad defense.
Yeah.
Well, the goal saved the ball
first
that
goal,
was
yeah.
going
On
out.
the
They
first
put the
goal.
ball
On the first goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very
This-
bad defense. I mean, terrible by
Wide open.
yeah, and by Bastoni and
Luis
the
Enrique.
Enrique.
Luis Enrique.
Luis Enrique.
He's a passenger.
So they're missing a player like Dumfries.
Here's what I was referencing. There was DiMarco after the match. They asked him about. They said, "Oh, the tie doesn't move the table at all," and he said, "I don't agree because if we lost, Napoli would have been 1 point away from us. It was fundamental that we didn't lose. Yes, we would have liked to win, but we take our point and we continue like this." To me, to say it's fundamental not to lose, I think this is your moment in time. This is the time where Napoli is missing four players, and that's not even talking about the bench. Napoli is missing Anguissa. They're missing Lukaku. They're missing Neres.
Yeah.
They're missing everybody. De Bruyne. They're missing Gilmore. They're missing so many players. Now is when a team that smells of blood kills and ends it there at home, especially at home.
Kivus.
So for me, that's the thing that I was disappointed with Inter. I thought they were gonna come rabid. That this was a moment to make it 7 points and knock
I
them
think
out.
you should take what he says in a grain. Just because you say stuff to the media, you don't know what he really says.
Right. Yeah.
But the thing that worries me more is his record against the big teams. And that's why I keep going back to the thing. He's still green. He still has to grow. He's doing incredible.
That's right, Mike.
For a big jump from a big team, from what he was doing, brand new coach, he's doing incredible.
He
I
also
feel like
took over the second best team in Europe.
I get that.
Right.
But also managing a team like this, it's so much pressure on your shoulders. And I think he's doing a fantastic job despite all the stats we've read. And I think it's only a matter of time till he becomes a world-class coach. The way I saw Inter press, I couldn't believe it.
No,
It was
yeah.
like watching
I'm not as
the
impressed as you guys.
No, I'm
I'm
impressed.
not.
I'm
I'm
impressed.
not.
And the other thing is that he's 3 points ahead. Yes, he's in first place. He's 3 points ahead of second
incredible.
place. Okay. In the next couple of weeks, there's going to be Juventus, Napoli, and Roma, Milan. And Inter, the next 3 games, they're playing teams like Cagliari, Lecce, and things like that. So in a couple of weeks,
Inter
You-
should have
you-
7
you
points
could
top
s-
on the top. Inter should be 7 points.
you could
on
have
top.
6-7
Listen,
points.
We're talking about this as if it's Inter in fifth place, as Antonio said.
Right, then
But
first
we're
place.
first place with 3 points ahead of Milan.
Yeah.
Let
So-
me just say something to you. Let me just say something to you.
Unbelievable. He took the bait.
On the penalty that Cialanoglu scored, the camera went on Zanetti, it went on Marotta, and went on Auxilio, whoever was there, the 3 or 4 of them. They all jumped maybe 7-8 foot off the
What do you want them to do?
stand.
Sit down?
No, they jumped 7-8 foot. It's like big hug and you slap him 5 and here and there like they won the World Cup. They thought that the game was into the bag.
A lot of the Inter fans
and the
did.
pressure, that shows how much pressure was on Inter
Expected to win.
and on them. Oh, yeah, now we're coming to the table. Now we're putting the pressure was on them.
Yeah, there was favors
Not
for
on
the
Napoli.
game.
See?
I
You're
agree.
home.
I
was
agree.
home.
So
You
Either
already
had to
lost
win.
3-1.
I don't know about
to
favor.
win.
I don't know about
for
favor.
you
I
a
think you guys are
tie,
jumping the gun.
for you to tie the game, regardless of what DeMarco said. Marco just read the interview. It's like it's a loss.
First off, DeMarco
lost 2
is
points.
extinguishing a fire.
You
Because
lost.
if you say, "Oh, we lost," whatever.
Listen to
then
me.
the
You
Gazzetta is
lost
gonna
2
go wild.
points. End of
No,
the
I
end of the
don't-
story.
I don't agree with
You were
that.
up 2 times.
I agree.
1-0.
I agree, Anto.
1-1, 2-1, 2-2.
Yep.
In a short range. Bam, bam, bam,
Yep.
bam. That means you do not know how to shore up what
There-
needs to be shored up. The holes, you leave them where they are. You know that you have the holes on defense. Just close them down. Kivu, for me, failed to act like an experienced coach. He doesn't have experience.
He's
He's
not an
young.
experienced coach.
That's what I'm
the
saying.
team is weak mentally. The
Yes,
team is weak
yes,
mentally. For
absolutely.
me, the team is weak mentally.
You have
Weak
to be
mental.
able to read the game and say, hey, let's now control the game a little bit more. Let's try to take the tempo away from them and let's try to neutralize the pressure that is going to come at us. He didn't do it. He changed player for player. He takes Lautaro and puts P.S. Poster in. He takes Zaniski, puts Mkhitaryan on. He takes the other guy, puts... You're not doing what you were... A winning coach doesn't do that.
But it's a group 2. For me, it's a group 2. This group of players, you can't go 14 games without winning. There was also a stat that we had last year. No one has ever won the Scudetto when you don't beat Juve and Milan or Inter. Like, you could throw those 3 into the mix. You have to beat one of them. You have 2 more opportunities. You have to play against Juventus. I think you're at home. Yeah, you're at home in that one. And then Milan, which technically Milan would be the home team. Those ones are coming up. For me, if it goes another 2 games without that, I mean, we're already out of craziness. I think, for me, I am so impressed with Napoli. I'm beyond impressed with Napoli. I said to myself, how is this guy going to find another solution? How are they going to find another solution to not lose to Inter at home? When you don't have Neres, who's been the most important player in the last month, they found another solution. They put Bucamo, who hasn't played in how long. He puts Di Lorenzo a little bit higher up. Politano a little bit higher up. Højlund has been transformed from the player that started this season. The fact that they came back twice, I don't know if there's any other team in Serie A who could do what Napoli are doing. To miss this many players and to come back twice in the manner that they came back, who can? Who can do that?
You forgot one name, though.
Mctominay.
You forgot Mctominay, which this guy, he played with DKB, and he played one position. Then they took DKB out. He played another DKB.
KDB.
Donna Karan.
De Bruyne, just say De Bruyne.
KDB.
KDB.
Then they took
Que se deixe.
then they took De Bruyne
Oh
out,
my God.
and he played another position.
KDB.
Now Neres is out. He played another position, and this guy scored 2 goals yesterday. He was the best player on the field. And I don't know how much this guy's got. He goes up and he comes down. He goes up and he comes down. I mean, he saves goals defensively, and then he goes up and he scores. So
It is pretty amazing because Anguissa was the other name I think that I didn't mention before. And Anguissa is one of their most important players. The fact that he's had to play even with Elmas sometimes as the 2. So he's got to do the build-up, which he did make a mistake on the first goal. But he made up for it tenfold with the 2 goals. He's got this incredible ability to run in the box. He just reads it well. But it's up here again. For me, it's mentally he just wants to win. He's got an incredible desire that no matter the situation, no matter the pressure, no matter things going against them, he says, guys, come on. He makes the team better.
yeah, but on the first goal that he scored, he was 70 yards away from the goal when the action started. When they started from midfield, the start action from midfield, he was at least another 10, 50 yards behind midfield, and he scored the goal.
There's very few players that just come into the league and just click and fit in like a glove and play this incredible. And a lot of people are talking about, his form, blah, blah, blah. But he really doing incredible for Napoli. Napoli fans love him. He loves Napoli. He's been very vocal about that. And how important could he be till the end of the season?
How about what he said after the game too? Like the fact that he's he's okay with putting the pressure on the shoulders and speaking up. You know, he came out. He said, no Anguissa, no Lukaku, no De Bruyne, no Neres. Rahmani was injured for the start of the season. Go take away Thuram, Lautaro, Hakan. Take those guys away from Inter.
That's
They
right.
would
That's
struggle,
right.
Yeah, they did. They were out. Thuram was out.
Yeah,
Hakan
all
was
right. Easy.
They were injured.
When were
Go
they
check.
out?
Go
Wow,
check.
where they were at?
They were out of the game, not
They
for
were
that
out.
reason.
No, Thuram
B.
was injured.
He's saying
For
right
4 or 5
now.
Oh, right now. Hey, come on,
In this
right now.
game.
B.
In one game, anything
B.
can happen.
I love the
Come on,
politics.
Yo, P. You
Stop.
always
Stop.
have
Stop.
you always have an excuse on your sleeve. The bottom line is this:
Dumfries is the only one you can say.
you got from Mctominay, you got a double cheeseburger. Okay, bang.
To the drive-through.
Yes, you got a double cheeseburger and you take it. But when I take off, what I read from the game, it was for me. This is personally. Aside from the goal, I think Oyland was the best player. Vanya, he found Oyland 4 or 5 times.
He was holding
with
the ball.
one toss. The guy with the 2 defenders on his back, he holds the play.
He's strong.
And he ridiculed the Inter defense, those massive
Ridicule.
guys.
Ridicule.
3 massive, huge guys.
Radicchio.
Okay? So, and you know what? Grella said a spectacular thing that I actually appreciate because Grella is a great player. I mean, it was when he was playing. When you let the ball bounce,
When he was playing, not when he was not playing.
when you let the ball bounce on the floor without you going first, okay? If you are a defender,
That's an issue.
that shows
Of
lack
course.
of ability and skills, and that's what I think
it's
the Inter
it's a
defense
defensive
lacks.
mistake. Akanji is not an Italian defender. Acerbi, Hoyland would be on the floor.
That's what I'm saying.
What about Bastoni?
Akanji every
Bastoni let the
time,
ball
like,
bounce.
right.
Bastoni let the ball bounce too, though.
Yeah.
Bastoni, we see his issues with the Italian national team.
Bastoni had on the first goal. He's
Yeah, he's
guilty
also-
too.
He's
No,
responsible.
but on that point though, to what he just said, there was a ball up and Bastoni is waiting
He's
for
looking
somebody
at
else.
it. He's
So
looking at it. They let the
Yeah,
ball
ball-
why didn't
bounce.
they do it more? For me, I wanted them to do it more times. It would have worked. It would have led
I mean,
to a
it's
goal.
been working, and the thing with that is the way Anto, you brought up Hoyland holding on the defenders and waiting for the ball. He did that incredibly well. It reminds me of what Lukaku does, his build-up play, and it also makes me think when Lukaku's back, I don't think they could be able to play each other. That's play together because they would be. They're
don't
too
know.
similar. They have too similar.
Conte invents anything.
You can.
I didn't think. You know what he did the game before when Inter won 3-1. When Napoli won 3-1. Excuse me. He put Neres as a false nine.
False nine. Yeah. Yep.
I mean, who thinks to put Neres as a false nine? And you know what they did? They did that exact play. They sent it long. Savic sent it long. The Inter players were not winning any second balls. Neres would pick it up. Neres and Mctominay would pick the ball up, and then they would start their attack. That's why I was surprised by Napoli's start to the game, because I thought they would have done that more times.
Because it was working.
But one more thing.
It worked to
But Marco,
perfection.
one more thing. There were two or three sort of innocent situation with the ball coming from the top of box of Napoli, and those 3 guys, those 3 huge giants,
Huge.
okay, Inter defender, the ball goes through them, and Oyland find himself in front of the goalkeeper a couple times. I said, whoa, that means that Kivu is putting the team way too far up. And, given the fact that they have speed, they got caught up. They
You're
were
shaking.
just looking at each other and said, oh, is that your fault? No, is that my fault? Oh, they play very close to each other.
But that's
so
why
when the
he
ball
wants
goes
he
through,
wants Akanji and Bisek playing. Acerbi's not playing. Devra's not playing because he plays a very high. The team is very high up the field. So that means there's going to be a lot of space behind, and you need defenders that are going to be able to track back.
here's my take again to finish up the argument. Kivu didn't read the game. We should have switched into a 4-3-3. Okay? Take an extra defender. Put
Yeah,
an extra
not a
defender over
4-2-3.
there and just shut up. Even in a 4-4-2. 4-4-2 even safer. You just put 4-4-2 over there. Napoli doesn't go anywhere. He's still stuck with the 3-5-2 and he got punished.
But
Napoli-
they can't press as much. They
Napoli-
wouldn't be able to press as much then.
Napoli were finding a way no matter what you put in front of them. That team was foaming from the mouth. They were going to do it no matter what. You could just see, the way that they were attacking. They're so smart. They put balls in the box. Of course,
Why-
that's what Napoli do. They put balls
Politano
in the
from the
box.
right-hand side.
And
The other guy
McTominay.
from
Why
the
were
left-hand
you
side.
last podcast? Why weren't you sure that Napoli could put up this much of a fight?
Oh, I didn't think Napoli could win at all.
At all?
No. I mean, we were texting before. I said there's no way Napoli could win the game because I
think-
said they're missing too many players, and especially when you start looking at the bench. If Mctominay grabbed his knee at one point, they have no midfielder to come in.
Exactly. That's true.
Napoli had no midfield to come in. So I thought eventually, I said, okay, Inter has phenomenal bench players to come into the game. I said that'll be the little difference. But it wasn't. It wasn't. And if McTominay would have gone down, you know what they would have had to do? They probably would have had to put Elmas and Lobotka in the midfield
Deeper.
and put Lang out on the left because there was nobody else that could come into the game. Anything else from this match?
And what about that substitution with Lang coming in? His first touch.
Wow.
His first touch. And he gives the
Beautiful.
ball to McTominay.
Wow.
I mean, that's has something to do with, what you were saying before, the experience, reading the game, knowing. I thought that I had 2-1 Inter, but I was texting you and I say, hoping you can never count Conte out. I was hoping for a tie. That's what I was hoping. And
So now do you give more credit to Napoli or do you give less credit to Inter? Because you guys were
I
higher
give
on
more credit to Napoli.
them. Okay,
Agreed.
that's fair.
Yep.
Agreed. But I am disappointed. I thought that this was the moment for Inter to put all that away. You could make a statement.
Yeah.
You could show everybody, oh, we can do it. You had you had beyond the team to do
Yeah.
it. When an animal is struggling, right? An animal is wounded. Oh, do you just keep playing with it? Do you try to let it go? No, you go for the kill. You have to have that instinct. Teams that win have that instinct.
But
And
they didn't
you-
look like they were.
and
they
you were
dying.
playing-
Napoli. They looked strong.
And
You
you're
were
home.
playing
Wow,
home.
hey.
And you have the bench.
Anto will try to help the animal.
Well, yeah, I will try to
Listen-
help. I'm going to call the ASPCA.
I thought it raw right on the spot.
What the hell? No,
Wait,
take it
is-
easy.
How many
Easy with the
spectators?
animals.
70,000 yesterday?
Yep.
70,000?
check.
And
You're
another-
playing home in 70,000?
Pete, I looked up this stat too because I was sure that there was something to it.
75.
I was positive.
Wow.
Inter conceding goals in the last 15 minutes. 8 goals you've conceded, all competitions, in the last 15 minutes of play. That's what I said, okay, yeah, you know what? They're leaving them in this. They're going to end up conceding. And
It's
sure,
defense.
I should even look last 10 minutes, but I looked at the last 15 minutes. 8 goals.
But Marco,
Champions League Serie A.
Marco, even the substitution, they let me think about it. I said, those guys, I mean, Lautaro didn't ask to be sub.
Lautaro was
didn't
Houdini.
ask to
Lautaro
be
played
sub.
terrible.
He didn't,
Lautaro was
he didn't need
Houdini.
to be. He didn't
Relax.
need to ask to be
Hey,
sub.
this is the leader of the team. This is the franchise player.
so-
Even when he's
so he had
struggling
a
a
bad
little
game.
bit,
He had a
Lautaro
bad
can
game.
solve the game for you.
No.
Can resolve the game.
Lautaro has been-
He win one play. You give it the ball. Lautaro gets the ball. Boom.
He hasn't been doing good against the big teams, Lautaro.
But-
Well, at some point he has to stop not being doing good and step up to the plate.
Well, he wasn't
Michael
doing good, so they
Parola.
took him out.
So
they gave him most of the
I mean,
game.
for me, I question a lot the substitution and the time of the substitution that Kibo he puts on the field.
Anything else from this game? I knew we were going to go in depth on this one, but it was a fantastic
It was
game.
a great-
It was a beautiful game I was on the edge of my seat the entire match, and that's all you could ask for. I feel like in Serie A, all the big games have been good. Like they usually deliver. They've never been boring. And let's see what happens. By the way, last thing for Napoli, it's great they got this tie, but if you don't go beat Parma, this doesn't matter at all. And
That's true.
that's their big issue. And now with Parma, you're missing more players. You have to win that game. Otherwise, this is great. All the praise is phenomenal, but it won't mean a thing.
It's worth the same amount of points for every team.
Yep. And that's actually what Kivu said as well. He said, yes, you guys keep saying that I don't beat the big teams, but then every single team is supposed to be important. And as you mentioned, they are above in the table. What else you have on your notes, Dad? You haven't started
Again with the notes.
What do
Hey,
you have on your
again with the notes.
Well, I got a couple of things.
Okay. Only
Why-
against AC Milan.
One is VAR. I don't know if you want to
my
talk about
God.
VAR.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
I have I watched the game Como against Bologna, and the first half I was a little bit disappointed. The goalkeeper from Como and from Bologna,
Butes and Ravaglia.
they touched the ball more than the forwards and the midfielders. So
Yeah.
then the second half got better, but the first half, I can't believe how many passes they passed back. They play with Como plays with the goalkeeper, unbelievable time. And I was watching. I went back and I watched a Milan Napoli game when Maldini was there and Kaká and Seedorf and El Fenomeno was playing. And I also watched an Italy game from 20 years ago. the goalkeeper never touched the ball. So
That's a different football.
how much this in 20 years, how much does football have changed? And I was reflecting on that. Yeah, that's it.
Roma got the win against Sassuolo. For them, once they score first, they're usually okay. Just issues with Ferguson and Dovbyk, the same old. He's finally starting to get some of the players that he wants. Malin is the new guy that they're getting from Aston Villa.
Is he that good?
He's fast, so he can run in behind. I spoke to people that know him well, and that's exactly the type of profile that Gasperini has. I don't take anything away from Gasperini.
What position is he play?
He's he'll play between like where Dybala and Sule play, so like right behind.
But
the
who's
center
this
forward.
guy?
Vaz, yeah.
Vaz.
He's 18 years old from Marseille.
From Marseille.
Marseille needs to balance their books, so they needed to sell.
He's a forward.
Yeah. And I don't remember that.
They talk good about this.
When's
guy.
the last time an Italian team has paid 25 million, 30 million
Yeah.
for a teenager?
Yeah.
It must be the real thing.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Well, Gasperini needs something. They need something. And I think he's done really well with what he has. For me, it's the same old thing. I've seen some people say, why they don't attack well? Why are they playing like this? He's just trying to be smart with it. I think he doesn't have the team to do what he wants to do. So he says, let's keep things stable. Let's try not to concede. So you're not going to get the most, but he is very frustrated with the situation. Yeah. And I think he's right to be frustrated with the situation.
They've been very aggressive right now, Roma, in the market.
Missing guys. I mean, Ndika has still been away, and he's one of their best players. For a couple games, they went out without their entire defense at one point.
I wonder how long Gasperini is going to last at Roma. I don't know if
he's doing phenomenal right now.
He's doing phenomenal, but he's also very vocal about his situation. And it's also... I feel like he got whatever he wanted at Atalanta, and he feels like he's got to rebuild that trust over there, and maybe that part's frustrating, and it's maybe like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
He said he got the job at Roma because that was more difficult than Juventus. The project was more difficult. So he wants to be there, and he wants to do something about it. And he met with the Frickens, and they said that they want to help him out.
So you think everything they say I take all the stuff they say with a grain of salt. What they say to the media or whatever,
he
and
just
what
said that
actually
they're buying
through.
2 players.
No, I get that. But I'm just saying.
Buying 2 players.
What the hell does that mean?
Well, we don't know if they're good.
I agree with Mike.
Yeah,
Very aggressive.
but you don't know the players.
You don't even know what he said. You don't even know what he said. What did he say? What did he say?
18 years old. We don't know. Yeah.
You just said he must be the real deal.
He must be the real
What
deal.
the
But I haven't seen anything.
What else is new?
I haven't seen anything.
You
Show
first
it to
said he
me.
must be the real deal.
Well,
now all of a sudden you say he's
Did I
18
say
years old.
he's the real deal? He must be the real deal. Relax.
Well done.
Then
Well done. You're
the
right.
second player, Mike, is right. What they are spending for. They're guessing more than.
Why are they guessing?
They're not going for the sure.
The guy's playing in
can't.
Premier League.
But it's the January market.
They can't.
When
You don't-
initially
they
was
can't do it
Raspadori the
now.
rumor, Raspadori backs off. Somebody else, and then they back off. I mean, it's a lot of garbage over there.
But
they
it's-
put it
that's
on
how
the-
the
on
market works.
on the
It's
bold
not
letters
easy,
from the
you
Gazzetta
know.
and the Corriere.
You want Raspadori.
Zirze. What is Zirze?
But Raspadori, it's
lot
not
of
that you say, I
BS.
want Raspadori, and right away
You get him.
Raspadori comes. You have to negotiate. Maybe
Negotiate.
he might
What
still
negotiate?
come. It might still not
Let
come.
me
waiting
just
for
say,
Napoli.
listen.
I think Raspadori's waiting for
If
Napoli.
you are serious about it, what Mike was saying, you just go fuck the money.
Yeah, but it takes
come on,
2
Anto.
to tango.
Go fuck the
It
money.
takes 2 to
Go
tango.
fuck the money.
Also, I don't think that was Mike's point at all.
Show me the money.
Mike,
Mike,
I don't
now,
think
Mike, that was Mike's
Mike,
point.
what was your
Mike, was
point?
that your
Mike,
point?
please say that I was right.
Your point was that he's
Mike.
so vocal.
Whatever Antonio said
Okay.
was correct.
That's right.
Okay.
Nigga, that's right, Mike.
So
Cinque.
when is he leaving?
No,
Gasperini?
I'm just saying. I don't know if I don't know. Whatever. We can move on. 'cause
Here's a
it's-
question
it's
for you,
gonna
Mike.
go,
Who's going to last longer? Gasperini at Roma or Sarri at Lazio?
Gasperini at Roma.
Gasperini at Roma. Well, speaking of the market, they signed Rocco. And,
Rocco? From 18th Avenue over there?
He said he said Rocco. Well, you know.
From Bay 8 over there?
You know,
Who's Rocco?
You know just as much as Sarri does about him, because they asked Sarri about the new signing, the new number 9, because they've been begging for a striker, and he goes, "Don't ask me about him. I don't know anything about him." And then Lotito said, Lotito doesn't believe that a coach needs to tell him the player. You need to tell him the position, and then he will tell you what player he's going to sign.
That means a cheaper
and
option.
He said nobody
That's
knew.
right.
He said nobody knew who Milinkovic-Savic was before I signed him. And guess what? Now you guys all talk about Milinkovic-Savic. They also signed Taylor in the midfield, who is a player from Ajax that a lot of teams wanted, but Lazio had to spend money because they got rid of Tati, they got rid of Guendouzi, they're getting rid of THRASH, so they brought in these guys. But does that make Sarri happy?
Yeah.
I don't really think so. He wasn't even happy that Guendouzi left as well.
Yeah.
He had a comment about
Sarri's
it.
another complainer also. He likes to be vocal about it, and I feel like they use this as a tactic for whenever they're not doing good. And I guess you can say it's smart in a way, but it's also like how you sound like a broken record at a certain time. Conte also does that when he's not doing good.
Sarri's justified though.
Sarri is justified, but then also it's also like Sarri came out and said in the Mercato we sold Castellanos, we sold Guendouzi. Every year feels like year zero if you're a Lazio fan. So he's kind of throwing. He doesn't want the
Was he
pressure
wrong?
on him. Listen, he's not wrong in a sense, but it's also like, do your job.
Mate, he signed and he didn't even know that there was a transfer ban. So I mean, like, the guy stayed on because he feels Laziale. He's like, okay, I'm stay on. Hopefully by January, as long as we don't sell anybody in June, January we can be able to build a roster. And now all of a sudden he comes to January and you lose two of your best players. I'm sure he's gonna be upset because you can get this 18-year-old wonder kid that Antonio thinks he's the real deal.
I know
He
you
said the
never
next
know.
Maradona.
But you never even know. You don't
he
know what's gonna happen the next day or the next couple of games. So you only know what you have. And ultimately, Sarri, I think, is just saying what he has to say because he doesn't care at this point.
But
he's saying sack me if you want.
You think so?
Yeah, because Lotito's not gonna do it. He's not gonna go and spend money on someone else.
He pulled the Amorim.
I mean, what's Lazio's aspirations for the season?
Nothing.
No.
And the way they're playing, it seems like
Pray.
it's nothing also.
Pray.
But the
Europa
way
League,
they're playing,
Europa League.
You want to be as close to Rome as possible
Yeah.
because
Of course.
of the city, and that's very, very important.
There's bragging rights over there.
Just
Mike.
the way they play, I can tell they don't care.
For me, he's the exception. I would say he's the exception. There's also another thing because I listened to Kivu's entire press conference before the game, and the way he speaks, I mean, the guy is class. He's class.
He's a corporate player.
He never
He's a corporate.
he never says, he doesn't say any of the wrong
employee,
things,
yeah.
right? He always takes responsibility. He even apologizes sometimes for his comments about, which he doesn't need to apologize about, Luis Enrique. He said, oh, maybe I put too much pressure on Luis Enrique by coming out and speaking to the media. He goes, I don't talk about the referees. I tell my players don't talk about the referees. I don't talk about the market. I talk about the market behind closed doors, not in front of you guys. And I love that. But I also think there's an aspect of football that the squeaky wheel gets the oil, in a sense. Sometimes you do need to complain. Sometimes you do need to be a little bit vocal. I don't know. I love it. I don't know. I just don't know if he could actually get away with it.
I get what you're saying, but you gotta to complain. You gotta show them that you're doing something, right? And him being so new, there's only so much you can do. But I do feel like his demeanor isn't like that. He's not that kind of person that would cry, complain, or throw people under the bus. I just feel like he is
I wonder
that
if he
naturally.
changes. I wonder if
That's what it is. Only time
I
will
wonder.
tell if he. But I do feel like he is that. He carries himself as a gentleman and doesn't
I
throw
think
anyone
he's
under
Mike.
the bus.
He's a gentleman because Gaetano and I, we met him at the Inter party. He's very, very down to earth.
He seems like that.
Well, but in football terms and being a different person, I mean, those could be
That's true,
separate.
too.
You know, you could be an animal on the field and then a nice guy, right? Materazzi is a perfect example. Materazzi on the field, he was a butcher, but then he's the nicest person you'll ever meet in your life. So I separate those two things. I just wonder if Kiva was going to find that because, you know, there is a game that's played. You know, Conte puts pressure on the referee. Lazio, you put pressure on the referee. Then the next time, oh, maybe we're going to change it so they give us a call in our favor. Or, you know, if I go out, then the fans are going to look at us. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is like this unwritten rule of what you say and don't say. And Kiva's taking a different route. I hope it works. It would be great if it works. I just have a feeling eventually that's going to change.
time will tell.
In a way that is going to be more vocal, you're saying?
Yeah.
We'll see.
You have anything
Time
else
will tell.
on your notes?
Yeah, the
Oh,
VAR.
yeah, VAR.
If you want to
Sorry,
talk about
Let's
it,
end with the VAR.
this VAR is it's a disaster. This VAR was brought in to help out the referees, and now it's changing the game. It's totally changing the game. Every time the referee does not call a penalty, and all of a sudden he gets a call from VAR, and now he goes to the VAR, and 99.9% he will. Every time they go to the VAR, he will change his mind, even though he didn't see anything. And in a lot of cases, there was nothing. But now, once you slow it down, and now once you saw it again, now all of a sudden it's a penalty. The handball is another thing. I mean, you jump up in the air to get a head ball, and somebody puts his arm on your shoulder, and it gets you out of balance, and the ball touches your hand, and it's a penalty. Yeah. I mean, that's also on Gutman's side. I mean, the guy, he dragged his foot. The referee never called the penalty. All of a sudden, they go and they look, or say it's a penalty. But those are only two of the things. It happens every week. This VAR is changing. Football, and I don't know if we're going in the right direction.
You know what was really nice?
Rizzoli, I'm telling you, every day that I open the Gazzetta that you send me over on a Monday, the referee bad job 5. He gets a score of 5. 5 means below 6.
I'm below 7.
And below 7.
Wow,
5,
below
5.5, and all that stuff. You know, to get a grade of 5, when you get graded with a 5, you should be packing up and just change your job. Just go somewhere else. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad for the Italian Serie A. It's bad for soccer. Because you are changing the game. Lotito was right about complaining about the penalty not given to them. And
They deserve the penalty on that
yes.
one. Yep. Pongracic pulls.
But yes,
It's obvious.
every week there are 2 or 3 referees with those not bad mark, very, very bad mark. You gotta be kidding me if you're telling me that we do not have capable referees in Italy. We have 65 million people. You're telling me
It's not a country problem. Every league is struggling with the understanding of the rules.
It's also a culture problem.
culture.
You know what was great? I rewatched, like I said, I watched Napoli Inter, the 3-1. That I had the control in my hand and I could just skip through all the wasted time. It was a great way of watching the game.
Oh, my
Every
God.
time the ball was on, they wasted 10 minutes to go grab the ball or they were on the phone. I just skipped, 15 seconds, 30 seconds. That's it.
That's going to be a new feature
It was so
soon.
enjoyable to watch a game of... It was the most I've enjoyed watching because there was no wasted time. Finally, it was just sped up.
Inter Fiorentina, Milan Fiorentina Milan. 7 minutes of extra time. AC Milan score 91st minute. 5 minutes. The guy goes on the floor, stretch the leg. He's got the cramp. The other guy, 5 minutes before the game started, the 7 minutes expired. Game over.
But you sent a video where they
This is
timed
ridiculous.
how much they played. It was minus 33 minutes.
There was a video that went viral of 2 guys who were in the stands, and they stopped it. They did stop it a little bit too much because they stopped it, for throw-ins and stuff. But just to show you that there's basically 30 minutes or 33 minutes of non-football action that's being played throughout
Mike,
the
do
game.
you remember one time I came here and I said I timed it every time they stopped?
Crazy.
I mean, I did it once.
1/3 of the game.
All the fans,
To lose 30 minutes.
all the fans that should be given the money back. If the tickets is $10, give a $4 back.
Well, the
$3.5.
ticket is $10.
I know what I'm saying. €10.
Make it easy,
Anto's gonna-
easy
$9.
math.
I want €3 back.
Anto's going to reimburse you guys. Send us an email. We'll send you his credit card info.
Trying to do
Any
1/3.
take on this? Or no?
I mean,
The usual.
yeah, I mean, it's really the usual. I think we're looking at each thing and saying, why is it yes for this team and not no for the other team? Why is it, that we, sometimes they don't even go to VAR? It should be black and white. We want a more of a black and white, kind of rule and regulation. And, sometimes we have to be able to allow our referees to make a decision. And maybe we should have an implementation of, being able to call the VAR. So like Lazio in that case calls the VAR
Right.
and says, hey, I want you to review it and I want the reason for. The same way that you have to give a reason why they're changing the rule. Why is it that Pongracic is
Right.
allowed to make that foul?
Right.
It was 100%.
You should have an explanation.
It was 100%.
The
I
referee
would
should
love
have
to
an
know.
explanation to you to say, hey, why is it like this?
I'll one step further. They do the open VAR in Italy where DAZN will release what they want to release.
Sure.
It's not that you get everything that you want, but they did show an example the other week. And it was amazing to hear the back and forth, like to see the camera, the exact angle that they were looking at. We should be seeing that in live time. I know they're scared with the words, what's being said. To me, the transparency, it actually created more drama just hearing the exact reasoning why they were not calling it. Or why were you looking at this angle and not looking at that angle? And to get it a next day or to get it a couple days later is not the same. You have the technology.
Right
you could be able,
there,
you
right
could be able
there.
to allow all of us to see it and get that transparency. The only issue is that it might happen too many times throughout a game.
Listen, how many times we've been critical of Cassano? Cassano said, "Oh, Rizzoli is a disgrace and all the stuff." He's right. When Cassano says something,
Oh, boy.
he's been on the game. He's right about the referees and about Rizzoli, which is the head, is the referee's designated. This guy is watching the game
Wasn't
on a
Rocky
real
in
time.
charge? It's
Rocky, I'm sorry.
He does it every week he says
I
it
keep
solely,
confusing
and
with
it's
him.
Rocky.
It's Rocky. Okay, apologize. Take him
From
back.
18th Avenue.
Okay, not Rocco. All right. So this guy here is watching the game on a real time.
Okay.
Okay? Fix it. Fix it.
Yeah, but it's, as
Fix
Marco said,
it.
it's not just Italy. In England,
No,
it's a
forget
lot of
about
these
what
things.
happened over there.
But that's what happened.
You look at what you have on your
to be
home.
better than the other one. This is an issue, a serious issue with VAR. Then I would go into the point where we're saying about the time wasting, and I think it's a very simple manner.
Yeah.
Change the rule the same way you change the rule for everything else.
Well,
Change,
how would you fix that?
You stop the clock.
No,
It's
but
a-
then
You
they're still gonna
stop.
wait.
Yeah, okay.
Doesn't
Good
matter.
luck with that.
If
Like
you
they did
stop
on
the
AC
clock
Milan.
and you have. It'll take longer. I'm
Yeah.
not saying it doesn't
Oh, okay.
take
But
longer.
the game is
but
longer,
it takes
the
away.
actual game
If
will
you,
be played.
the thing is,
Yeah, I know
if
what
you're
you mean.
wasting time because you need to hold on to result, if the referee blows the whistle after 10 seconds and stops the clock, what are you
The game's
wasting?
gonna be 3 hours.
Listen.
though, if they do it
Yeah,
that
but
way. The
you're
game's
not
gonna be-
wasting-
It's gonna be
Listen.
3
Yeah, but
hours. Literally
You
a
can
3-hour
do you
game.
can do two things. Okay, when you change a play, you don't have to stop the time every time. When you change a player and the referee
There's
goes
a
there
runoff.
and he gets it by the hand and he has to push him to go outside and then he takes the captain's and then he runs to give the. I mean that's stop the time for that when you change a player. The other things. Let's say on a throw-in, I told you, I timed it. The throw-in, if you're winning, is 30 seconds. If you're losing, it's 5 seconds. Make it 6-7 seconds to take a throw-in. If you don't take the throw-ins within 6-7 seconds, it goes to the other team. It's very simple. On a goal kick, if the team is winning, it takes up to 30-40 seconds to take a goal kick. The ball is behind the goal. It takes 5 seconds to get the ball. You tell the goalkeeper, if you don't do it within 5, 7, 8 seconds, whatever it is, it's a corner kick.
And then, but they're
It's
supposed
very
to do that.
simple.
They haven't
It's just not
enforced it.
implemented.
Yeah,
No
not
one enforces it.
implemented, but
It's not
but
implemented.
it doesn't take them that much time, and it's not that complicated, you know. And then the
Your
guy.
phone changed. Yes.
The guy, you know, he's got to throw in, then he goes there, he picks up the ball, then he puts it down, then another player goes in, he gets the ball. Then they go 10 yards from the throw in. They never take the throw in from where it happens. They go 10, 15 yards ahead of them.
All right.
It's very simple.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for
Wait,
watching.
before
Make
we
sure you
finish-
like, subscribe,
No,
and we'll
no,
talk
no,
to you soon.
before we
Ciao,
finish.
ragazzi.